The Jenkem experiment. Pickwick. Yo, what's going on? It's someone, and welcome back to today's report. Today's report is coming from Pickwick, when this happened, 2007. The drug used was Jenkem. The route administration, inhalation. Gender, male. And the setting, outside his house, with a friend. Okay, so today, we're finally coming around for a Jenkem report. This substance has been requested a few times on the channel, first by someone way back that I don't even have the comment of anymore. But it's about time we got around to doing this and showing you guys what's up. Now some of you may already know about this substance, or this joke, but if you don't know, Jenkem is gases from fermented shit. Yep, you take a shit in a bottle, then piss in it, then let it ferment outside in the sun for like a week or two with a balloon over it to collect all the gas. It's wretched, and most people wouldn't even think of doing something like this. That is, until this Pickwick guy came around to it. Now some people think this story may have been a joke. It is something that went somewhat viral back in the day when it was posted. It even made its way to parents calling up schools and there being an official bulletin about it. And when all of that went down, Pickwick was at the center of it, being featured on this bulletin. He then denied it was real and claimed it was Nutella in the bottle. I'm not going to show the pictures here in this video, but it's questionable if that was really it. But outside of this report, I don't really know if a legit Jenkem report actually exists. Just because it's so gross and ridiculous, many people like to make jokes about it, leaving many false claims of people having done it. But I really doubt very many have actually gone through with it. So this report may be real, but it could have also been a big hoax. Certainly Jenkem wasn't going around back then, and I doubt we'll ever see it go around now. The report itself is somewhat vivid though. It may suggest that there is something there. And we won't be diving into Jenkem today. Reason being is because I'm actually working on a Let's Dive In on Jenkem, so in that video, we'll get into everything about it. But if you don't know about this report, just get ready to hear one of the most bizarre experiences ever. I'm sure you'll enjoy it, so without further ado, let's dive right into this. Okay, today, I set it up and put the bottle in the hot sun. My friend took pictures of all of the steps. First I shit in the bottle, then pissed in it. I took a balloon and stretched it over the top to catch all the gases. Now, I will wait a few days and hope the balloon fills up. Hey everybody, time for an update. The bottle is on my porch at the moment. All day, I let it sit in the hot sun, and surprisingly, the balloon has actually inflated a little bit. It is kinda standing up and has some gas in it. The shit on the bottom has bubbles floating on it. No pictures though. My mom took the camera to my brother's prom. Thanks for your support everyone. Tomorrow if the balloon is big enough, then I'm gonna do some Jenkem. I took some pictures of the progress. The shit on the bottom has seemingly turned to sludge and mixed with some piss to make a layer on the bottom. The layer is softer than just shit. I swished the bottle around and it moved. Above that one, there's a layer of dark piss that has some shit in it. There is a steady stream of tiny bubbles moving up from the shit sludge layer through this layer. The balloon on top has inflated more since last night. I put a new label on the bottle because the last one got rained on. The glass inside the bottle has a coating of water from evaporation inside the bottle. Well, today, I finally did it. I became probably the first person in America to huff his own shit gas. No video though. Sorry, no camera. I hope you are not too disappointed. I got some pictures though, and I wrote a trip report. Today, the bubbles had mostly stopped. The balloon had possibly grown a little bit since last time, but it was up long from days in the sun, or maybe from the gases inside, so it was hard to tell. The shit in the bottle was very settled, and it did not look like shit anymore even. I first lightly shook the bottle to make sure all the bubbles had popped. I then pitched off the balloon and took it off the top. I held that while I huffed from the bottle. After exhaling all air from my lungs, I took my straw and inhaled from the inside of the bottle. The flavor of shit struck me. It struck to my tongue like the flavor after smoking a cigar. My body wanted to stop breathing it, but I kept going by putting the end of the straw further back in my mouth, behind my tongue. I took in some more breaths of that, and I waited a few seconds, then inhaled the balloon. The balloon was less harsh. I could barely taste any of it, and it felt like breathing oxygen. After breathing it in, I immediately felt that I was passing out. I did not even have time to spit before I became unconscious. When I woke up, my spittle had oozed out of my mouth and down my chin. I asked my friend how long I was out for. He said for about a minute, and that he had repeatedly tried to wake me up, but I would not wake up. During this short conversation, I began to feel light dissociative effects come over me, accompanied by buzzing in my ears. The feeling got stronger and stronger until I felt like I was in a dream. This was somewhat enjoyable. It made me feel like nothing really mattered. The apathy actually made the rest of the trip more enjoyable. After I was fully into the dreamlike state, visual hallucinations began to start. I had fleeting visions of people who seemed completely random, like my second grade teacher. I would say something to the person, and then he or she would disappear. Normally, I would be fearful of trips like this, but the dream feeling made it almost fun. Hearing was dull during the trip. I could only hear what I was saying and some random noises, like screeching and car noises. After the effects wore off, my friend told me that I was mostly talking in gibberish, so I guess I couldn't hear my own voice or anything in the outside world throughout the trip. At the peak of the trip, I saw things like pillars in my lawn that disappeared and shapes in the sky. My sense of time was slowed, so the whole trip felt like it was shorter than it was. The countdown was mostly auditory hallucinations, like voices and loud cracks. The dreamlike feeling lessened, and I drifted back into reality. In the last parts of the trip, I became paranoid from the noises because it felt real instead of like a dream. I asked my friend how long it had been. He said about 40 minutes. He also told me that I spent long periods of time staring at different spots. I also, according to him, spoke slurred words to trees and rocks. I was very surprised by how messed up the Jenkem got me. That was higher than I have ever been. Other drugs distort reality, but Jenkem really distorts reality. My friend said that seeing me was scary, and he was thinking of getting an adult. Thank God he didn't do that. In conclusion, was it enjoyable? No, not really. Would I do it again? Defiantly not. Would I recommend another person to try it? I wouldn't to anyone who I am close to. If you are very adventurous and would try anything, then I guess you should try Jenkem. But know that the preparation is not made worthwhile by the trip.